Alright, this is our review video on big multiplication. Do not be afraid of the multiplication. What we have when we have a question like this is just a lot of different steps of doing the same thing over and over again. We started up here with an example, and our example's got some pretty easy numbers because I know you guys can figure out the multiplication. It's the steps where people make a mistake. And if you do two different steps and then add them together and do all that stuff and make one little mistake up here, it messes up the whole thing and it's super frustrating. So we're going to stick with some easy numbers to multiply, and then we're going to work a little harder on the actual steps. So, let's start with our ones column. Yes, sir. This
3.
one. 1 times 3 is 3. We keep moving over all the way through. 1 times 4, ma'am.
8.
1 times 4.
Oh. 4.
Yep. 1 times 2, ma'am.
2.
2. Now we know this about 1. Anything times 1 is itself, right?
Yeah.
So, we did this easy one. And if this was a 9, it would just be the same thing. We might have to carry. We might have to do some of that more complicated stuff. But since we just use a simple number, we really don't. Now, we're done with our 1. If we had carried anything, we'd cross that out too, just so we know we're done. We're over it. Ones column, over it. Next column, tens column. So we're going to use this like a 2, but it's not actually a 2. What is it actually? Ma'am?
A 3.
2. Here. But it's not actually a 2, is it? What is it? What is it?
20.
It's a 20. So, we need to move our 0 down so that we get the answer to this problem. Because when we're working with the tens column, it's easy for us to forget and think we're just using a 2, but we're not. This 2 stands for 20. What is our 2 times 3? Ma'am?
6.
Now, mistake number 1 that people make a lot of the time is right here. It feels weird to go directly into our tens column because we think 2 times 3, and the multiplication we're actually doing is 20 times 3. We've just already brought down the 0. So right here, it's really important to first check to make sure you've got the 0, and then second, make sure you're starting over in your tens column. 2 times 4. Sir?
8.
2 times 2. Ma'am?
4.
4. Good loud voice for people on the internet. Like it. Now what do we do? Subtract it, right? No. What we actually just did here is 2 separate math problems, right? We took our ones column and then we multiplied. And we took our tens column and then we multiplied. Now since we did these 2 things separately, we have to add them together. Yeah. So, what is 0 times 3? Sorry, I'm multiplying in my head here. What is 0 plus 3? Let's make it even easier. Sir?
3.
3. 6 plus 4. Ma'am?
10.
Bring down my 0. Carry my 1, right? 8 plus 2 plus 1. Sir?
11.
11. Bring down my 1. Carry my 10. 4 plus 1. Ma'am? 5. The answer to 21 times 400, or 243 is 5,103. We check our steps. Yes. Write down our 0. That's reasonable, right? Our addition, I don't see any mistakes. See you? And we're done. So, that is 3-digit times 2-digit. In our next video, let's take it one step further and do 3-digit times 3-digit.